Hello. Hello, my friends, Gary Goes and fellow poets. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Wow, we got 7 people watching already. All right, now we're cooking. Now we're talking. 7 people watching, but only 3 likes. So if you haven't already hit that like button, the target is 7 likes before we get going. Hello, Delgal. Hello, Doreen, Darkside, Dazzle, Renee. Welcome back to the live stream. Good to see you back on a live stream, Renee. Doreen, to you as well. Good to see you back on a live stream. Garage Poets, hello everyone. Wow, we're off to a good start. Okay, good stuff. Let me just catch up on the chat. I give a poem now. Blue skies are dry, sunshine, and we rely. 4 rules flow, lyric, thought, storytelling, production. Color midnight talisman, Third Reich feature, green light, all out fight. And keep going, little lesson. Flask, dynamite, night fright. All right, okay. Well, we are off to a poetic start already. Okay, all right. Something is in the air tonight. A poem about the fright isn't really my cup of tea. No, nor mine. We try to avoid that sort of stuff. So yeah. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna try something tonight. I've got a discussion topic, pushing boundaries. I think we might have already touched upon this very, very, very briefly um, before. And I think it was when we was talking about censorship. So we might be repeating ourselves. Hello, Danny. Hello, Danny. Hope you are recovered from your hangover. No, I know you only had one drink. It was Danny's birthday this week, guys, and um, we met up yesterday with Mitch and some other mutual friends to celebrate. So happy birthday, Danny! Everyone wish Danny a happy birthday. So I've got some notes on my phone, but now I'm looking at it. It's quite. The idea behind these streams is supposed to be chilled and relaxed rather than academic. I don't want to feel like I'm kind of lecturing people. So I don't know how it's going to go, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. We still need to get to 7 likes though, so we still need a few more likes. So if you haven't liked the video, make sure you do that. This is going to get in the way. Also, I have a different hat on today. I have a different hat on today, mostly because I couldn't find my Rolling Stones one. I don't know where that's gone. But this hat, Bruno, you might have heard me, some of you might have even seen him in the chat, but you might have heard me talk about him before. Um, he gave this to me. So, oh, I keep knocking the, it's gonna get in the way, isn't it? Me and my big old Shakespeare mug. Yes, Adam, and you changed your cup. Yes, so this was actually a gift. This was a gift from a subscriber, BB Ezra. She got me this, and she got Harry a Shakespeare dog collar as well. Yep, only one drink. The other girls, however, oh dear. Oh dear. That's the first time I've been in a bar in I don't know how long. And the first time I've been in a bar and stayed sober. Yes, Adam, and you changed your cup? Yep, got it. Thank you, guys. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Cool. Cool. We're nearly there on the likes, so if you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do so we can get into the conversation. Let's get to 7 likes, and then I know that you guys are really ready to kick things off. So today we're going to be talking about pushing boundaries, poets pushing boundaries in poetry. Okay, on my screen it says 6 likes, but I know that that normally means we're actually on 7. So I think we've hit 7 likes. I'll wait for you guys to confirm that with me. If you guys see 7 likes, then I'm happy to get started. Good job, bro, the realist. Oh, yeah. I like to keep things real. I like to be realistic. That jazz intro song is quite catchy, isn't it? I see 7. I see 8. Oh, I see 7 now. So I think we're ready to get started. So why don't we start by defining pushing boundaries? What does that mean when I say to people? See, already I feel like a freaking lecturer. What does that mean when I say pushing boundaries? Already I feel like I'm in a classroom. So but yeah. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna work. What do I mean by pushing boundaries? How do we think poetry can push boundaries? I did enjoy the jazz. Yeah, it's very catchy. Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. I just felt like we needed to switch things up with the intro music. Classrooms are cool. We be cool. We be cool. I never got on with classrooms, I'll be honest with you. I never enjoyed sitting in a classroom. But if you enjoy classrooms, I envy you. I wish I enjoyed classrooms. I wish I was academic. I think one of the most famous examples where with content, yeah, exactly. Exactly, Renee. One of the most famous examples of um pushing boundaries through poetry and with poetry is, at least in recent times, is Howl by Allen Ginsberg. Have you guys heard of Howl by Allen Ginsberg? It was it was illegal, believe it or not. It was an illegal poem. It was an illegal poem. Sorry. It all became one word for a second there. It became an illegal poem. That's probably the most recent example. Are there any others? We Real Cool poem by Gwendolyn Brooks. Check it out. Okay, We Real Cool. We Real Cool by Gwendolyn Brooks. I will definitely make a note of that on the playback. I enjoy classroom discussions. Nice. Okay. I enjoy classroom discussions. I don't necessarily enjoy sitting in a classroom. As I've said before, I went to this poetry festival recently and did a workshop on dreams, and I found it quite fascinating. I'm not much of a dreamer, and I don't really like taking part in workshops. I don't know if that's just because I'm so like socially awkward or what it is, imposter syndrome perhaps. But I tend not to really enjoy working on the workshop side of things. I like to just kind of be a sponge and just listen to everyone talk about their different interpretations and ideas. I like writing in my shed. But yeah, going back to that we real cool. Is that a poem that broke boundaries, Doreen, or is that just something you're recommending? I'm bank down. I have to join. Your bank has gone down? That doesn't sound good. I write music. Nice. I've always wanted to write a song, actually. Books help with vocals recording uh, because of reading. Yeah, the more you read, the more comfortable you get with it. I'm reading aloud. just recommending, and it touches topic of school. Okay, cool. I'll definitely check it out then. I thought poetry really didn't have boundaries. Well, I think we found one. I think we found one tonight, in fact. Um, but more sort of the boundaries that society put places on us. So, if you haven't heard of Howl by Allen Ginsberg, again, it was an illegal poem for a little while. It was banned in America because it spoke about all these different, at the time, controversial topics and the state that that things were in socially. Um, Talking about social boundaries, right? Yeah, exactly. I wasn't a big reader because music expression came to be a good friend. Okay, okay. I wasn't a huge reader as a kid actually, and then just somewhere along the line, I just loved it. Let me turn this heating off real quick. Feel free to Google, by the way, guys, if you need to. I can't Google because my phone's there, and I try not to be on my phone when there's a discussion going on. But can anyone else give me some examples of some boundary boundary pushing poems and poetry? Maybe do a quick Google and see what you guys find, and maybe if you do find one, you can pop it in the chat. Why it was boundary pushing. What are the benefits of writing boundary pushing poetry, guys? Throw me a bone. Uh, enlighten me, entertain me. Uh, I don't mean to come across patronizing or anything like that. I hope I don't come across that way. I'm just trying to get the conversation going. What what does it mean to write boundary pushing poetry? YOLO. You only live once. Mikey Blackstone, I don't think I've seen you on a live stream before, so welcome to Conversing with Poets. Good to have you. We're just talking about boundary pushing poetry. Any poem by Nikki Giovanni. Okay, I've not come across them before. Are there any that you recommend, garage poets? Nikki Giovanni, I've not come across them before. I think having a great will and arti articulation. Um, yeah, I suppose to write boundary pushing poetry, you have to have a great will to do so, right? You have to have a cause to fight for sure. Oh, I just Googled "We Real Cool" and found it was banned in schools. Well, look at that. What a coinkydink. It's funny how the universe works, right? Banned in schools in Mississippi. Why? The sexual connotations of the word jazz. Interesting. Yes, because, when I hear the word jazz, I think of interesting. Okay, well, interesting. I'll have to read that. I guess you have to also then think about whether poems are actually boundary pushing. Well, I don't know. It depends what year that came out, Doreen, I guess. What year that came out. I suppose I was gonna say, is it easy to fall into the gosh, it's easy to fall into the hole of going, well, is that really boundary pushing, or is that just people being um stiff and saying jazz has sexual connotations? In fact, I need to be careful how many times I say that, because no doubt YouTube will come down hard on me for just saying that twice now. But I suppose if depending on the year, yeah, that is boundary pushing, I guess. I mean, jazz was thought of as a very boundary pushing genre, wasn't it? Particularly boundaries being pushed causes us to think and challenge ourselves. Yes, yes, yes. Um, yeah, it challenges not just ourselves, but society around us, um, and the way we think as a society. The Great Pax Whitey by Nikki Giovanni. Okay, okay. See, this is why I like doing these streams with you guys, because I get to learn new things as well. So I'll just thank you, Garage Poets. I'll definitely check that out. Hello, Mitchell. Yeah. Hello, Mitchell. Mitchell was also there last night. Mitchell got absolutely blottoed. He couldn't even stand up straight. No, I'm just joking. He only had one drink. I'm just joking. Another Bonder books will bring it another level. Uh, Another Bonder books will bring it to that heart was in the way to another level with the will and control of pen. Yep. Uh, yeah. As I say, you gotta have a cause worth fighting for to write these boundary pushing poems. And I think I said it at the end of last week's or this week's video where I was reacting to famous people reading poetry. If you haven't seen it, check it out after this live stream. But Ralph Fiennes reads two poems at a conference, and I think I mentioned um, I said about C.A. Conrad. For those of you who know C.A. Conrad, there's a video of him on the National Poetry Library's Instagram where he said that he's tired of poets being the ugly sisters of the art world. Um, and that popped up into my head when I was watching Ralph Fiennes read at a climate conference, and it just goes to show like how at the forefront of things poetry can and probably should be. Um, yes, songs are important as well, dance, but can you really imagine like a group of interpretive dancers coming out at the UN? But I can imagine a poem being read. So poetry really, has a lot of potential and power, and I think it should get back to that, where it used to be, you know, poetry used to be the art form once upon a time. I think it should get back to that. But that's why boundary pushing poetry is important because poetry really can be at the forefront of things. Hello all, hope you are doing well. Oops, let me get my notes back up. Let me get my notes back up. Okay. Yeah, so there's a couple of The Great Pax, The Great Pax Whitey by Nikki Giovanni, Howl by Allen Ginsberg, um, and as it turns out, We Real Cool for the use of the word jazz, apparently. So there's some examples for you to watch. Um, yeah. So yeah, I think there's a lot to explore when focused and aim and creative, lots to do with writing and being educated. There's always going to be an abundance of topics to explore. And as I say, poetry can really be at the forefront of everything that that goes on in the world. And again, we don't talk about politics or religion here, but just anything you can think of. I can't. In fact, I ask you guys, is there anything you? Yeah. Hello, all. Just popping in to say hi. I have guests from Ohio here till tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of the day. Nice to see you, Tanya. We've missed you around these parts. I hope you're keeping well, and I hope you have fun with your guests. Um, yeah, there's. I tell you what, I don't know if it's a bound. I've just thought of Sean Hewitt's poem that I read. No, I didn't read it in the review video because of concerns that I would get censored by YouTube. But there is a great poem by Sean Hewitt in his new collection, Rapture's Road, um, about. Um, I need to say this without saying certain trigger words that will trigger the algorithm needlessly. There's a poem in his book that takes phrases from court hearings and turns it into a poem. But it's essentially it's a poem about the murder of a homosexual man in Ireland, in a park in Ireland, I think. Um, so the poetry has a lot of reason to be around. I'm just asking myself in my head. Sorry, I'm just asking myself in my head if that's boundary pushing. I don't, possibly you could say it's boundary pushing. It was certainly unique in the sense that, as I say, I believe it used headlines from newspaper reports as well as phrases that were said by the murderer. I'm just going to say it because whatever, by the murderer. Um, so it was certainly unique, and it was very moving and very touching. And I said in the review video that my face literally crumpled as I was reading it in like the um, main foyer section, and I was just really shocked by what I was reading. So, with that being said, what are the risks and rewards of writing? What are the risks and the rewards of writing boundary pushing poetry? Obviously, Allen Ginsberg discovered one of the big risks in the fact that his poem was banned from bookshops and libraries, and it was made illegal because it was unsavory or something or other. Um, that's what the Senate determined, I believe. What are the other risks and what are the rewards? You guys tell me, because I don't want to spend the whole hour in part one just talking at you, especially when we got so many people here tonight. I'm really excited about it. We've been a bit quiet lately, so it's nice to see so many faces. Unaliver shouldn't trigger is as opposed, yeah, unaliver. There you go, unaliver. Thank you. I mean, I've said it now, but yeah, I'll go with that one from now on. Thank you, Danny. Unaliver. It's crazy that we have to sort of tiptoe around certain words. It's it's and all for big corporate advertisers as well. Like it's such an Orwellian thing. Um, yeah. So come on, guys. What are the risks and what are the rewards? You know, there's one very obvious reward with writing boundary pushing poetry, but I want you guys to tell me. We got another poem in the chat. Thank you, Dark Side. Talking in code. Yeah, yeah. We got to talk in code. Unaliver, self-canceling. The thing I like about poetry, thank you. is from one person's personal view, and we all live in different communities and have different views on living. Yep, 100%. 100%. That's one of the things that makes humans so amazing. And that's why I always say to people on these live streams, like, don't be afraid. If you have a different opinion, don't be afraid to express it. Even if that opinion is different to mine, um, it's great. We want to hear it. As long as we're respectful to each other, we want to hear it. Because that's what makes the world interesting. And I always love receiving messages from people. I've said this so many times, so I apologize if I sound like a broken record, but um, sorry, I'm just trying not to yawn. Sorry, guys. Um, when I receive messages from people who have read like one of my poems back when I used to share it all on Instagram. By the way, I'm back on Instagram, guys. If you're not following me, please do. It's Adam Gary Poetry. But back when I was really focused on Instagram, people would message me like, "Ah, I really connected to this poem because so and so," and it was so far away from what I had in mind and what the poem means to me and is about to me. Um, it's a really special thing. That's one of the really amazing things about poetry is it can be so many different things to different people. Come on, guys, give me a reward. Someone tell me what's one reward. Just give me one reward for writing boundary pushing poetry. If it hasn't already been said, maybe someone said it earlier actually. Think about what I said about Ralph Fiennes reading poetry at this climate conference. As most know, I'm no poet, but I guess you'd have a more engaged audience due to your art being risky. Yeah, some people love that. Some people love you being a bit risky. So absolutely, you can get some people on your side. Being heard. Oh, just gonna let it happen. Don't fight it. Being heard. Yeah, that's a big one. Being heard. Satisfaction, perhaps. Yeah, satisfaction. You get to be the voice for someone or some cause when you push the boundary. Yes, yeah, yeah. So you can become a leader um for certain causes that you might be passionate about. The biggest one I'm looking for is obviously social change. You know, by writing let's just take Hal for example because it's the one it's the biggest one to paint a picture. Yeah, it's the biggest one in my mind. Um, Hal got banned, blah blah blah. They all fought it. The people of America, um, stood up and said, "No, this is how things are. This is." If you don't know about Hal, again, it was just it's a long poem, an epic poem, if you like, just about the state of America and certain social issues and stuff. Um, and it was very boundary pushing, and because it got banned, it brought a lot more attention to it, I think, than it might have had if it wasn't banned. Um, but all these people came out and was like, no, this is how it is. This is how we're feeling. This is, this is society, and it brought a lot of attention to a number of different things, and brought about change as well. So there you go. Which is why it's nice to see poetry being read at like climate conferences and stuff like that. You know, it has the power to change things and move people. That's pretty much all I've got on my notes. Um, So, and we still got an hour and a half to go. So, you guys might need to help me out if you got any questions about poetry or any observations. Go ahead and pop it in the chat. And if you're watching on playback, just because the conversation is finished live, you can always leave a comment down below and I will do my best to reply to it. I know Doreen has been wonderful in leaving comments on the playback videos. So thank you, Doreen, because it all helps. It all helps the channel. It all helps push the video out. But to learn all the ways of writing art. Yes, yep. Um, you got to learn the rules to break them, as they say. That's a very famous saying in all forms of art. Learn the rules in order to break them. No, that's Harry Potter. I don't know why I'm humming Harry Potter. If you're just dropping in, I can see a few more people dropping in. Welcome to Conversing with Poets. We're just talking about boundary pushing poetry. We've discussed different examples. So if you know of any different examples, please do put them in the chat or put them in the comment section. Um, I even had a shower. My hair's wet because I had a shower to try and wake me up so that I don't yawn throughout the stream. Clearly, it didn't work. Yeah, we're talking about boundary pushing poetry. So if you've got any examples of poems, put them in the chat or comments. If you can think of any rewards and risks of writing boundary pushing poems, again, in the chat or in the comments, that'll be great. Humming is a Sunday kind of thing, Adam. It absolutely is. I just don't know where it all comes from. Like, where did the Harry Potter theme come from? Thank you so much for that heart. Look at those hearts coming in. Thank you so much. You make me feel good. You guys are the best. Yep, I have a long journey. Don't worry, we all have a long journey. We're all on a very long journey of being a poet. You're not alone. Are you doing any live mic next week? I'm sorry, guys. Let's have a look at my calendar for next week. I don't think so. I think it's a quiet week next week. Oh no, I do have one. I know I have one. Oh, I thought I had a quiet week and I opened my calendar and I'm doing something Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, and Sunday night. Open mic on Wednesday, pizza and poetry. Thursday is Windsor open mic. And Friday, I'm going to Bruno's for a sleepover. The benefit of knowing there's other people out there like you that share the same views. And as for me, that's great. So sorry, guys, because I always feel like the odd one out. Oh no, I'm sorry that you feel like that. You shouldn't feel like that. You shouldn't feel like that. Speaking of sharing poetry, by the way, there's a lot going on over on the Poetry Cove forum. So if you're not a member, there's a lot of great poems being shared. thepoetrycove.com/forum. If you want to share your own poetry, you do need a bronze membership or higher. But bronze membership is only £2 a month, so it's a coffee a month. But there's some good stuff on there right now, and there's some feedback poems as well that are looking for some critique, including mine. If you wanna critique one of my poems, you can head over to the feedback section. I wonder about pushing your own boundaries. Oh, okay, that's a good one, Doreen. Like saying, I'm going to broaden my writing style. Yeah, that's a good point. We're talking about pushing societal boundaries with poetry, but there's also pushing boundaries, your own boundaries. Um, as you say, like different writing styles. Thank you, Doreen. That's a different perspective. What do we all have to say about that? Um, how have we all pushed our own boundaries recently in terms of writing poetry? If anyone's pushed their own boundaries. And I think it's important as an artist to push your boundaries on a frequent basis, actually. I have a studio in my house. I made hundreds of songs. Selling them is the goal. Yes, yes, we all dream of making money from our art. Wouldn't that be nice? I believe we shouldn't have to. Sorry, I've got. Sorry, I'm picking my thumb. There's just a bit of skin poking up on the side of my thumb. Grace, you guys didn't need to know that. I believe we shouldn't have to hide free speech. I think that's incredibly important that we don't hide free speech. We shouldn't have to sugarcoat it, but I also believe that in speaking we should use terms that are not derogatory. 100%, 100%. I'm kind of having that issue with YouTube right now. I'm kind of getting really frustrated with the amount of times they are um, trying to like shut down my videos and uh, demonetize. Yeah, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that, Garage Poets. Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one. I don't really know what to do with that, but I don't think it's this is the forum for that. I have a question. What kind of poetry do you like and why? That's difficult. Um, I might have to shut this down in a sec, guys, if we carry on. I have a question. What kind of poetry do you like and why? I like poetry. That's such a cop out. Sorry, I'm just kind of keeping I'm just trying to keep an eye on this chat thing before so it doesn't kind of escalate. Uh what kind of poetry do I like? I like I what did I think mentioned it on I think I mentioned it on the forum. I think I spoke about it today. I think I spoke about it today or yesterday. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to keep an eye on this chat box. I'm struggling to formulate a sentence. I don't. I think I put it on the forum today that I'm kind of can't you moderate the chat to an individual so as to keep the group safe. Yes. I don't know if anyone wants to become a moderator. If anyone wants to do that. I think it was on the Poetry Code forum I put today. Uh, Let me see if I can try and find it so I know exactly uh, what I said. Although, as I say, it's getting quite busy. Basically, I just said I enjoy poetry that kind of goes into more depth than maybe I used to. I really like poetry that talks about kind of universal themes which we can all relate to. For me right now, I'm kind of really connecting to poems that are about like aging and um like the fleeting time, which is a universal theme I think that most people kind of ponder over at some point in their life. But I like when it has it's sprinkled with uniqueness and individuality that is unique to that poet, if that makes any sense. Does that make any sense? I spent so long kind of around Instagram poetry, and I think maybe it's improving actually, but certainly there was a time when most poetry shared to Instagram was the example I always use. I get that a lot. Go cool, go cool. Is that how I say your name? Go cool, go Cole. I get that all the time. Um, Sorry, I'm really distracted with the chat. What was I saying? There was a time when a lot of the example that I use the most is when I saw a poem that literally just said, "I saw her and I loved her," and it had like 100,000 likes, and it's like, oh, okay. But there was a time when that was the majority of stuff that was being posted. I think it's shifting now. I think it's shifting now. Um, I think it's shifting now, but yeah, that's not my thing anymore. There was a time when I enjoyed that. That was my thing when I first started out, and I liked those sort of, not necessarily that I saw her and I loved her, but that kind of style of just skimming the surface of things, and you kind of almost as if you fill in the blank, um, b- by kind of um creating the connection. But now I really like, as I say, more formed pieces about universal topics, but are really individual and unique. I've written some political ones. I've pushed my own boundaries, but I don't share them. I am still not comfortable with that yet. In time, in time, you will, Renee. Um, I started watching you over a year ago. Oh my goodness, to get tips to write a poem for my wife on her birthday. I hope it went well. I hope it went well. And I'm glad that you're still watching more than a year later. I appreciate that. Uh, I appreciate that. Get to the point. Yes. Well, I'm struggling to kind of stay focused when I got loads of other stuff going on that I'm trying to think about and not really sure know how to deal with it. I'm so happy to hear that. That's very inspiring and lovely. And look at all these hearts coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I needed that boost. I needed that boost, I have to say. How have I pushed my own boundaries lately? I mean, I haven't been writing too much, which is a shame. Um, I guess I guess trying to when did Early Hours come out? 21, I think it was. 2021? 2022? Um, After that, I'm kind of pushing my boundaries. And I've spoken about it before on the channel of pushing my boundaries on, as I say, kind of trying to develop my writing style into more formed pieces and, um, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little bit rocked tonight. My bad, guys. I'm a little bit rocked. But yeah, that was pushing my boundaries, and I'm slowly getting there. I'm slowly getting there. It's all a learning curve, right? It's all a learning curve. It's all a process, and kind of because I've spoken about it before, but my new style that I want to yes, exactly. Thank you for reminding me of that, Doreen, actually. Massively so, and I'll come back to that in a second. But I want my new style to be kind of accessible for people who don't really want to read poetry or have really thought about reading poetry, but just for whatever reason happen to pick up a book of poetry, my book of poetry, or see my poetry. I want them to be able to read it comfortably and understand what's going on. But on the flip side of that, I also want kind of more advanced. if that's the right term, readers of poetry to kind of find little clues and things to decipher in my poetry as well. So a middle ground, I guess. But yeah, thank you for reminding me of that, Doreen. It's a huge sort of thing for me right now. It's kind of just, I didn't realize, guys, this might make me sound like a huge loser. Um, I didn't realize how antisocial and socially awkward I've become until like January, where I've started stepping out to these different events. And guys, it sounds so bad, but I've forgotten how to talk to people. I've forgotten how to be out in public and be around people. It's quite sorrowful. It's quite a sorrowful sight to see me trying to talk to people out at these events. I'm sticking with you here, Adam, but my boundaries are being pushed. Yeah, I understand. I'm really rocked by it. I don't know how to deal with it, and I'm kind of just trying to not give it attention, Garage. I understand, and that's why I can't really focus or form a sentence because in my head I'm trying to figure out what the right thing to do is, and for now I'm going with not giving it attention. Not sure why AG doesn't do some editing. Uh, Yeah, I'm just as I say, guys, I'm just trying not to give it attention. If you guys think that's the wrong way to do, my goal is to print out my poems and to consider a contest in my near future. Not published work yet. My goal is to print out my poems and to consider a contest in my near future. No published work yet. Yeah. Are you, Doreen, you're in the US, right? I'm not sure what contests are around in the US. Um, I'm not sure what contests are around in the US. I just, I've been looking at different prizes, mostly because I need to start bringing in a bit more money. So I've been looking at like different poetry prizes, even though I've said a few times on this channel, I've said to myself I'd never really submit to prizes and competitions and stuff. But since I've started Googling it, I don't know if you guys have found this, you probably have because it's the world we live in right now. Um, you Google something and all of a sudden your Instagram is just filled with adverts for things that you're searching for. So I found a couple of um, prizes and contests that I've got my eyes on. In the States, we have poetry societies in each state. They all run contests. That's really cool. I'd love to get the Cove to a place where it has like excess money. At the moment, at the moment it's not. It's running at a loss, but not too big of a loss that I can't take it. But I want to get to a point where the Cove is making enough money that I can start doing prizes and contests as well. Your membership to one society gets you access to many contests. Okay, that's cool. I don't know if we have something like that. We might do. We might do. As I say, I'm really kind of only now just discovering the poetry world away from the internet, um, which is definitely pushing my boundaries, as you said. I just discovered another little event in London, but it's in East London. It's just, I mean, they're all far for me to get into. It takes me about an hour on the train, and they all finish at like 10, and I get home at say 11, get to bed at midnight, and then up again at 4 for my security job. So um, it's tough. I'm just picking out all these different things going on in London. It's tough. I might have to do one month, one the other month, just to. Otherwise, it's just going to be a lot of. I'm going to be very, very tired. Okay, guys, let's take our 5 minute break. Let me catch my breath, and we'll be back for part two, and we'll figure out a discussion topic for part two. Um, yeah, let's just take 5. Hey, we're back. We're back. We're back. Where in the States are you, Doreen? I'm in Massachusetts. I've been looking for free poetry classes. Thanks. Do you guys, this might sound super like ignorant and stupid because it's probably an American company, but do you guys have Eventbrite over in the States? Eventbrite? It's like an app that has all the local listings. There's a few free poetry stuff, um, workshops and stuff like that on there. At least here in the UK, there's a couple things going on. And Meetup, have you guys got the app Meetup? That's got a few like writing groups on there. Again, at least over here, I'm not sure about in the States, but there are like free writing groups, poetry writing groups on there. Look into Mass Poetry Society. Mine here in CT, I think that's Connecticut. Testing me now. It's awesome. Many workshops are free and on Zoom, and I do know out of staters who are members. $30 a year. Nice. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. 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 Have some espresso. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, isn't it, Renee? I actually went with chamomile tea. Usually I have coffee on the weekday streams, but so, at 8 o'clock at night, I don't think coffee, no matter how much it is needed, probably isn't for me. So we're gone with the chamomile. Chamomile. Hey, do as I ask, please. Thanks. Well, this has been interesting. If anyone wants to become a channel moderator, by the way, be quite helpful. If anyone knows how to do that. Last time we had someone, it took me forever to figure out how to. I still don't even know how to ban people. What time is Windsor open mic Thursday? I might go. Um, 7 7 o'clock sign up, 7:30 start, I think. I know a poet in CT who runs the National and International New Generation Beat Poet Society. Wow. Garage Poets is very well connected. That's what I'm getting. I'm pretty sure you know don't you know a poet laureate or something as well, if memory serves me correctly. I've never been to this hard. I've never been a mod, but I'd give it a go. Are we talking mods and rockers? I don't know if did America have mods and rockers? Mods were the guys on the scooters with all the different wing mirrors and the buttons on their jackets, and rockers were the motorbikes with the leather jackets and stuff like that. I'm always trying to connect with other poets. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's networking. The one thing, the dreaded word that me and Nikki hate, the word networking. It's good to connect with others. I'm happy to learn the moderator life, but as I said last night, I work 9 times out of 10 during the weekday streams, so I would only be able to do one. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe I'm gonna do that then. Thank you, Danny. Um, we're gonna take a little break from weekday streams anyway. How do I even do this? See, this is what I mean. I don't understand technology. Okay. I think can change chat modes. What does that mean? Blocked words? That might have come in handy. Managing moderator. I don't know what the difference between managing moderator and standard moderator is, but let's go with it. Okay. Okay, I think I did it. I don't know if you just got a notification, Danny, but I think I did it. I know what mods are in rock terms, but we called them something else. Oh, did you have they were on the Vespers with all the wing mirrors and all the buttons and badges and stuff? Hi, Doreen. Can you hear me? Did I lose you guys? I think I made Danny a moderator. I don't know. Danny, you'll have to tell me. But yeah, we are going to take a maybe a month off from the midweek streams anyway, just because they were getting a little bit quiet. Um, so it'll give us time to kind of take a breath and get excited by them again. I'm doing a reading Thursday at my local library. Nice, nice. Is that to promote anything, or is that just to do a reading? That's awesome that you get to do so much with your poetry, garage. Like in the movie, exactly, exactly that. I'm glad you've heard of quadrophenia. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Danny is just checking, mate. Changing to iPad quick so it's a bit bigger and easier for. Okay, no problem, no problem. Thanks, guys. Yeah, as I say, I'm not at all very good with technology, so I have no idea. I think I did it. If not, let me know and I'll have to look into it again. Casey Delaney, hello. Welcome to Conversing with Poets. I don't believe you've been here before, but clearly you know garage poets from elsewhere. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 ba-dum. I'm not sure if it will be recorded, but I will post it if it does. You'll have to let us know in our next live stream. Um, so we can put a link in the comments, or I can put a link in the comments, um, so we can all go and watch it. I hope it is recorded. Maybe you can get someone to record it for you, even if it's not on an official capacity. Maybe just get someone to record it on your phone. If the library allows that, maybe they don't want you to do that, but I don't see why they wouldn't. Hello, Adam. I always set notifications, then miss it. Ah, well, I'm glad that you got to join us. I'm in the UK too. Oh, wicked. And I did sign up on the Cove ages ago. Ah, well, um, that's awesome to hear. I saw that you referred to Garage by his real world name, if you like. So I just assumed that you had popped in from Garage's channel or something. Not visited recently because I took a break from writing poetry. That's okay. That's okay. We went especially on the forum, we went quiet for a little while, but awesome people like Garage and some of the other regular folks who aren't here tonight, they are starting the forum up again. So now's the time to jump back in if you have the time. Danny, hey Danny, I can't see anything different my end. Let me try Googling it for you. Okay. Um, is it the same account? Because you're coming up with a different name and picture. Add as moderator. Okay, I've done the same. Danny is now a managing moderator for your channel. I think you're signed into a different channel, Danny, because you got a different picture and name. But I've made this account a moderator now as well. Um, cool. Enjoy your reading. Good idea, Adam. I'll ask someone. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I've seen it at at the open mics I've been going to recently, where people have just asked for them to take a picture. I'm sure someone would be willing to film it for you because I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Even maybe the librarian will film it for you if you ask nicely. Again, I don't see why the library wouldn't want it to be filmed and put on YouTube because it's advertising the fact that they hold events. I met Chasey in Matt Wall's chat. I see. Okay, okay. I don't know if I'm now imagining it, but I feel like I do recognize Chasey Delaney. I do recognize that name. Do I? Or am I just telling myself that I recognize that name now? I have no idea as I'm signed into the same account. I did just get something pop up then though. I see that you've got like a little spanner next to your name and your name is a different color to everyone else's. So I think it's worked. So I think we finally have a moderator for the channel. Don't ask me how you do anything because I still don't know. Well, I've had a troll once, maybe last week or the week before, whenever it was, and then that's the first time something's come up when I didn't really know how to deal with it. I just thought that not giving it attention would make it go away. Um, I don't know. I apologize if you guys didn't think that was the right course of action, but I honestly didn't know what to do. As I say, I just thought if you just ignored it and it'll just go away. Probably not the way to live life, is it? Yes, I can put people in timeouts. Okay, cool. Matt Wall puts out puts. Matt Wall puts out an awesome podcast. Okay, is this on YouTube? Matt Wall. I know you recommended a class as well recently, didn't you, Garage Poets? You recommended something on love poetry, I think. Matt Wall. Poetic Anarchy Press. Okay, that sounds cool. Subscribe. Okay, I'll check that out. Hi, you great poets. I'm just wondering, as a few of you have said you have taken breaks from writing, do you find it helpful or a hinder for when you want to return to writing again? That he looks like a moderator. Interesting. Yes, I was. Yeah, I didn't know where to focus my brain. Um, as I say, I was trying to figure out what to deal with it, and in the end, I just thought, ignore it and it will go away. Um, Maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, but now we have Danny Payne, who, if you break our stream rules, will open a whole can of pain. I don't know where I was going with that. A whole can of whoop ass on your ass. Danny Payne. Um, okay, Delgal, people who have taken breaks, do we find it helpful or a hindrance? You know, I took those 2 years out, and I'm still struggling to find the creative juices to write poetry. In all honesty, I wrote that quick first draft, which didn't even turn out anything like the poem I had in my mind. But people enjoyed it, which is the main thing. So has it been a hindrance? I don't know if a hindrance is the right word, but it's certainly kind of, I certainly feel a bit blocked creatively. I gotta unblock myself. There's that what was it? So I've said it before. My old acting coach said something about having to unclog the veins. You've got to get all the crap out so that the good stuff can come flowing through. I'm there at the moment. That was such a dad joke moment. Yeah, I know. I apologize. um, Looking to change the because it shouldn't be displaying that. Okay, okay. Yeah, I apologize. I apologize. I have my dad moments, I guess. How about you guys? Anyone that's taken? I find it hard to get back into. Yeah, exactly. Me too, Chasey. It's difficult to get back into. You gotta find that flow state again, right? Um, and I suppose the only way you can do that is to force yourself back into it. I took 6 years off. Wow. I thought 2 years was a long time. 6 years off when I went to college, and I'm doing more than I did before the break. Okay, so I guess that worked for you then. I'm glad. I'm glad that you found your mojo again, Garage. That's good. I'm glad that you 6 years off is a long time, but I'm glad that that didn't, as Delgado says, didn't hinder you or anything like that. Hey, hey, buddy. Hope you're doing good tonight, man. Yes, Mikey. Yes, we're back on track. We're back on track now. I feel safe again. We got Danny. Danny here is our channel moderator, so she's gonna beat you up. Well, no, she's not gonna beat you up. Sorry, Mikey. It turns out I found out during the halftime break that I actually know Mikey as well. So thank you for stopping by, Mikey. I appreciate it. I had an inkling when I saw Mikey. I thought, I wonder if that's Mikey. And then we took a halftime break, and I saw your message. If you're just joining us, don't forget to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Let's try and we got 11 people viewing. But some of those are new viewers just dropping in, so do hit that like button. Let's try and get to 20 likes. Let's try and get to 20 likes if we can. Hey, hey, the monkeys. I do, yeah. I saw your message. I saw your message in the halftime break. You know who I am. Yeah, yeah. I know who you are. I got it. I got it. Connecting with other poets and going to open mics as much as I can has helped. I love the convenience of online open mics. Yes, I need to. I haven't forgotten about that, by the way, guys. In fact, funnily enough, Mikey's in the chat. Mikey may be able to help us get our virtual cafe back, which is something I'd want to do. I'd rather do the virtual reality. I know it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but if there's an opportunity to do the virtual cafe again, I'd rather do that over the Zoom, just because it's fun and unique. But I haven't forgotten about that. I don't want you guys to think that I've just abandoned that. Oh, by the way, guys, if you follow me on Instagram, Adam Gary Poetry, just in case you don't, or you follow the Poetry Cove magazine, you'll see that we had some good news today. The magazine has got a new stockist called the Sims Library of Poetry, which is in um, Los Angeles. So we're now stocked in London, New York, and Los Angeles. And if anyone knows of any poetry centers or poetry libraries near them, then do get them to reach out to me. Or if you want to reach out to me yourselves and say, hey, there's this place around the corner from me or in my city or whatever, I think you should message them because obviously the more people that house our magazine, the better. I'd love to. I just want to keep expanding on our distribution. That's my that's my goal. So yeah, if you guys have any poetry centers or libraries or anything, either tell them to reach out to me or message me on the Cove and say, hey, reach out to these people. And yes, that virtual cafe was brilliant. It really was. It was a good time. I enjoyed that. Yeah, I can put that in uh Bree if you want on the other viewer I am on. I was thinking if these Sims are free now, I was thinking of opening up because don't forget we had the CAF, we had the exhibition center, we had the poetry garden, we had the like it was a whole thing. For those of you who don't who didn't join the Cove when we had our Second Life virtual reality thing, it was a good time, guys. We had a lot going on. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, it's really good. And they got a great story. It was started by a poetry lecturer, professor who saw a lack of poetry in his community, so converted his garage into a small poetry library and this is all off the top of my head, so don't take it for gospel, but you can read about their story on their website. Um he would take poetry books around in a suitcase and stuff. What a great story, guys. So if you haven't already, please check out Sim's Library of Poetry. They're doing great things and they deserve all the support you can give them. You can have all of that back as long as you sign in once a week. We're gonna have to talk, Mikey. You're gonna have to talk me through this, and I think I will bring it back because it was a good time. But we're gonna have Cove open mics in the next couple of weeks. I haven't forgotten about it, guys. Oh, I think my YouTube has glitched out on my iPad, so now both of my accounts are moderators. Got there in the end. That's okay. We'll keep them both as moderators just in case it glitches out again. But thank you, Danny. Thank you for being the chat police. I appreciate it. That way I can just kind of focus on the stream. Sim's story is incredible. Do you know of them, Garage? Have you heard of them before, or have you just looked them up? It's really an incredible story, and as I say, they deserve every ounce of support that you can give them, and they're doing amazing things. Um, I'm just in awe, and I'm completely honoured that the Cove magazine is going to be there. I might jump back online tonight, but I've logged in this week already. Hobbiton is nearly finished. Nice, nice, nice. I probably won't be on tonight. I got to be up at 4 and stuff, but we'll talk and we'll definitely try and figure out how to set the calf up again. Can anyone suggest creative exercises, books, routines? Hmm. My favorite exercise, my favorite poetry exercise is probably the simplest one you can do. And I have a video about it. I can't remember what it's called though. Something like my favorite poetry exercise. Doesn't take too much. I tell you what, if you come back to the playback tomorrow, I'll put it in the comments for you. But basically, my favorite exercise is great in terms of it just gets you out of your head. And so you kind of just go and find a public place, public bench, and sit down and just start writing down everything you see, everything you hear, and kind of try and weave that into a poem. And I did, yeah, yeah. So there's no, you're right, Chasey. I was talking about a different one. In fact, I'm gonna find it for you now. I'm gonna find it for you guys now. But you're absolutely right. I did recently do a video on craft books. I've heard of him before. I'd love to go someday. Yeah. Honestly, he's what an inspiration. Like, I can't say that enough. Okay, why did YouTube remove the feature where you could search videos? At least on the app, you used to be able to search videos on my channel. Poetry exercises. Exercises. 3 easy poetry exercises. Nice to see that is the first one up. And then Rachel Oates, Dimitri Reyes. Okay, Adam Gary. Maybe it's just exercise. Sorry, guys. I know I've got my head in my phone. It's literally the easiest exercise to do, but I find it really helpful and enjoyable. Oh, my 3 favorite poetry techniques. I got more videos than I realized. It's not hard to do, but it takes you out of your head. How to write a poem anywhere. I think this is it. How to write a poem anywhere. Poetry for beginners, bro. No, not that one. I think it's this one. Yeah, how to write poetry anywhere. So if you can see it, that's the thumbnail. If you put in Adam Gary write poetry anywhere, it should come up. I'll just hold that on one more time. But it basically just goes through how you can write poetry anywhere, and it's a good excuse to get out of the house to a nice park or something. Talk about inspiration. Does anyone use prompts as a method to get the juices flowing? Sometimes, sometimes. Sometimes I use paintings. Sometimes I use paintings as prompts. From that wall is to sit and write a poem without stopping writing. Then pick 10 words from that poem. My eyes are watering. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Those 10 words are now the titles of your next 10 poems. Okay, write them without stopping. Okay, interesting. I'll have to try that one. A good exercise from Matt Wall is to sit and write a poem without stopping, then pick 10 words from that poem. Those 10 words are now the titles of your next 10 poems. So the titles are just a word, or you build the title around that word? Sometimes I use pictures, yeah. Sometimes I just sit outside and look around me, and sometimes I think of something every word or a thought that just triggered it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, pictures can be interesting and lead to some exciting things. I've been doing a family archive lately. And that might be quite interesting. Maybe that might be something quite interesting to do. Like a private collection of poems based on photos in the family archive. That might be quite a nice thing, like a little private collection for the family. Maybe I'd do something like that. What do you guys think? Just the word, but whatever you are inspired to do. Is it but? Sorry, this, yeah, but whatever you're inspired to do. Okay, awesome. I'm going to try that. I do need to start writing more. I have I have a couple of ideas for like different collections and stuff. Um, one of the collections I really want to do is like in my times, a poetry collection of all the historic events that have happened in the 32 years I've been alive, almost 32. But I do need to start doing exercises and just start writing a lot more. I think it's your choice, but it helped me a lot with keeping to a theme so I could make an entire chapbook in one session. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking. No, you're not doing it backwards, Renee. It's there's no sort of set way of doing things. Sometimes I don't even give my poems a title, so um you're one ahead of me on that one. There's no set way. There's no set way. You can always, sometimes you'll have a favorite line in a poem that really stands out, and you'll be like, oh, that's what I'm going to title. Sorry, that's what I'm going to title my poem. And sometimes you'll have a title that will inspire the poem, and then you can either choose to put that title in the poem itself, which is what I did for Loneliness We Came Together, or you don't have to. Man, I have my finals tomorrow and I haven't done anything. 2 a.m. here and I'm watching your stream. Well, thank you for watching, but I kind of feel bad that you're not getting any sleep for your finals. What are you studying? What are you studying, Vidu? Is it poetry? Creative writing? Because I shouldn't be saying this, but if you're studying creative writing and poetry, then at least you're staying up and hanging out with a bunch of poets, so it kind of helps. Probably not really. Go to sleep. Uh, you gotta get some rest, man, that you can nail those finals tomorrow. I don't want to be a bad influence. But thank you. Don't think I don't appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Physics. Oh, so nothing to do with poetry then. It begins with a P. Close enough, right? It begins with a P. That's okay. No, I don't want to. I don't want you to think that I'm not appreciative. We're glad to have you. I'm glad to see you in the chat. Thank you so much. But I do feel bad. I do feel bad. Unless any poets here have got some poems on physics that we can kind of give Vidu excuses to stay with us. Thanks, Adam. Garage and Renee had great ideas in the chat as well. Thanks all. Absolutely. I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Thank you so much for those hearts coming in. You guys know how to make a guy feel good. Wait, did we gain a subscriber? I think we gained a subscriber whilst we were live, guys. Were we always 5-5? I think we were on 5-4 when we first started. Yeah, typically the poem comes first, but this is a good method to get you writing. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And as I always say, there's no I'm just laughing at that skull at the end of physics. Not quite poetry related. Well, some could argue that the rules of physics is a universal Poetic. You can have that one for free, guys. Well, man, I'm gonna go study. Have a nice day, fam. You're doing great. Can't wait for you to blow up. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very, very much. Go and study. But listen, get some rest too. If it's 2 in the morning, rest is probably, I don't want to give you bad advice, but just rest is important. Make sure you go to your finals with a clear head and fully rested. Don't don't stay up all night studying and panicking. I know it feels like bad advice, but staying if you that's if you intend to, like, who am I? I don't know what your intentions are, but don't stay up all night studying. But good luck. Yeah. Thank you, Delgado. Good luck. That's probably what I should have just said and then shut up. My intentions were good, but whatever happens, good luck with your exam. With my first poem, the title came after I finished writing it. And with the one I'm working on, I have had the title sat, my eyes are watering again, on my notes for ages and slowly getting through it. Yeah, as I say, guys, as I say, there's no one way of having to do things. Whatever happens naturally, you know. As I say, I had the title, and in our loneliness we came together. That came to me first. Then I wrote the poem and decided to include that in the poem. Sometimes I write poems and don't bother giving them titles, and sometimes I write poems and take the title from the poem or is inspired by what was in the poem itself. It's very easy for us to kind of get wrapped up in thinking we should do things one way or the other. But it's okay. It's okay to just do things however they happen naturally. Good luck for you. Do rest is important. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. What a stream, guys. What a stream. Goodness, what a roller coaster. Love it. Oh, we lost a subscriber. we we started out with 54, I'm pretty sure. Then about 5 minutes ago I checked and it was on 55 and now it's gone back to 54. Maybe because I gave bad advice to Vidu. He was like, I'm out. What is this guy talking about? Don't blame him. You guys don't take advice from me. What do I know? No, I'm just kidding. He was very nice. He was very nice, very complimentary. I usually take the title from the poem, or the title enhances the poem. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. Have you guys ever written? Gosh, Garage, help me out here. Or anyone in the chat. Has anyone ever written a poem? I forget what they're called, where the poem, the title of the poem is actually the first line of the poem. It's quite a popular form where the title of the poem is actually part of the poem. It's the first line, and then what some may at first glance think is the opening line of the poem is actually a follow on from the title. Someone help me out here with what that's called. That's called private family collection. Yeah, when you're watching live improvisation and the actor is your family member. It's mad funny. Yeah, I've never experienced that, but yeah, I just thought of it on the spot there when we was talking about looking at photos and the fact that I'm doing family archives. Ah, I'm all over the place tonight. Let me turn the heating back on real quick. A little while. I have a poem like that. Oh, you do? Okay, awesome. There, there's a name for the form, isn't there? But I forget what it's called. I'm not going to Google it just now. I think I've been on my phone a bit too much for this stream already. But there is a name for it. Ted Kuza did a cool thing which I tried. Your very last line connects with the title. Okay, like you get the title after reading that last line. Powerful, I say. Interesting. Interesting. I like that. Okay, did a cool thing in which your very last line connects with the title. Like you get the title after reading the last line. That's quite experimental. I might try something like that. I like the idea of that. Acrostic, not quite acrostic. So acrostic is where you've got a word going down the side with the letter um the first letter of the first word going down spells something out. What I'm thinking of, I don't think it's acrostic. What I'm thinking of is that the title is the first line of the poem, and then like the main body of the work is the follow on from the title. Maybe I'm not explaining that very well. I will Google it. Sorry guys, I know my head has been buried in my phone a lot tonight. Um, Poetry form where title of the poem is the first line. A poem in which the first line and the title are the same. Oh, it's just. Can you guess what it's called, guys? Is referred to as a title poem. In this type of poem, the title serves as the opening line, setting the tone and introducing the central themes. So that's that. The title it's called a title poem. Epigraph. That does sound cool, Doreen. I like Ted Kuza. I'm learning a lot tonight. I've done that as well. I don't, have I done that? Have I done a title poem? I don't think I've done one of those. Title poem, yeah, yeah. There's me thinking it's going to be some nice name for it. It's literally just title poem. You just Googled it, rolling on the floor laughing. Yeah, yeah. Love it. I don't know what that's called, but I have done something like that. The title is the same as the first and last line. It's a very short poem I have typed up. I'll send it to you after stream. Awesome. Yeah, definitely send it my way. Wow, spelling in that last message. It's all good. We all do it. My title is My Dog's Name is Not America. Oh wow, okay. Awesome. Hey Garage, have you got any books or anything that we can check out? If you want to plug by any means. If you've got any collections that we can check out, any pamphlets. Um, do you have a website? Anywhere we can just kind of check out your poems? I know obviously you've got videos of your open mics on your channel. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for those hearts and that smiley face. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Little hearts going popping off in the chat. Weren't you in the bloodshed review? The bloodshed? Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Giving me butterflies, guys. I'm in the Bloodshed Review, Volume 1 and 3. Okay. Bloodshed Review. Bloodshed. Wait, what? No, that's not. I googled Bloodshed Review and I got all the beauty and the bloodshed reviews. Reviews of, I guess, what is it? Rotten Tomatoes. I guess it's a film. God, what a night I'm having. Matt Wall's Poetic Anarchy Press. Also, a video of one of my poems on here. I find I like Ted Kuza as well. Comforting. I have 16 likes now. I have 16 likes as well. Nice. Thank you. We got 15 minutes. Can we get another 4 likes, guys? If you have any poetry friends that aren't here, please do share the link with them. Thank you so much for all these hearts coming through. Thank you, thank you. If you have any poetry friends that aren't here, share the link. Let's get to 20 likes. Um, and if you haven't already, hit that like button. If you're watching and haven't liked it yet, please do. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, if you're watching playback, I'd love it if you could still hit that like button. If you're still watching, hit that like button and leave a comment as well, because I do check the comment sections too. Uncle Billy Died Yesterday is the title of a poem I wrote where nothing about Billy, but the poem had so much drama going on. And so Billy sat in the title. Nice. I like it. I like the title. Uncle Billy Died Yesterday. Not sure I explained that well. What does that remind me of? It reminds me of like Woody Allen? I don't know if Woody Allen's the right. That title reminds me of something. 17 likes. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. 17 likes. Oh, I forgot to charge my laptop in. We might be able to get away with it. Thank you so much for being here, by the way, guys. I thought these live streams were slowly fading away, but I appreciate we've had a lot of people in tonight. 18 likes. Okay, there we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We just need 2 more likes. We can do it. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing it. And whatever it is you guys do, I don't know how you do it, but anytime I set you a task, you pull through. You get to it and you pull through. I appreciate it. 18 likes. We just need 2 more likes to hit our target of 20. No book yet. I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm pretty confident it's going to happen for you, Garage. For sure. For sure. You seem to really know your stuff. I appreciate your input on these live streams. I appreciate everyone's input on these live streams, of course. We lost another sub. Oh no. We got all the likes, but we're losing subs. Oh dear. That's okay. We lost a lot of subs, not yesterday, the day before. I don't know what happened. But it's okay. We had a huge spike. We had a huge spike this week. From Sunday to our stream on Thursday, we had jumped up by like 20 or so subscribers. So one like, oh my goodness, I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's magic. Whatever it is you guys are doing, it's magical. Oh, I saw this thing where someone had made a Shrek game. It looked awesome. I think this time is the right time for doing this for people. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I have the poems, just need a publisher. I'm enjoying getting to know you and everyone in the chat. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being a stream regular. I'm gonna have to check in on Nikki actually. I know Tanya popped her face in. I was starting to worry about Tanya. I know she popped her face in briefly at the start of the stream. Gonna have to check on Nikki. I don't know. Has anyone heard from Nikki? She hasn't been in the stream for a while. Hope she's okay. Poetry magic with a Gandalf emoji. It's not, well, it's probably more Dumbledore than Gandalf because his outfit is all purple, but. I just saw I just saw your smile comment, Danny. It's because I was trying to replicate this face on the hat. Bruno got me this hat. It doesn't quite fit my head though. It doesn't quite fit properly. A little bit tiny. Okay, guys, we need just one more like. Can we do a bit more magic? I haven't seen Baby Mango in ages. Yeah, I haven't seen Baby Mango for a while either. I did speak to her over on the Cove last week. She's just moved house. That's it. She's just moved house. So that I think that's what it was. Oh, did she? I think Nikki said she'd be away. Did she? Okay, fair enough. I think I might add some submissions on the Poetry Cove. I have to figure out how to do it. Um, do you mean for the magazine or just for the forum in general? Let me know which one you mean, Renee, and I can help you with a link or something. Smile and nod. Smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. I've been missing Baby Mango. Yeah, I think she just recently moved house. I'm sure that's what she said on the Poetry Cove. I have to double check that I haven't upset her actually because I didn't publish her article in the Poetry Cove magazine. I did keep meaning to kind of get round to sending her some notes, because she has a really good. I really wanted to publish something about her work doing with the numerology with Gabby Hanna, but because the magazine was being published and then I was off to Birmingham and everything got a bit crazy, I never actually got round to replying with her notes. So I don't know if it was that. Hopefully it's just because she moved house. I'm gonna message her, and I'll message Nikki as well, just to make sure everyone's okay. Where was I? She popped in on Thursday, I think. Oh, she did? She was house and dog sitting, I think. Oh, that rings a bell. That does ring a bell. It's a kind of magic. Push the button. Push the button. Queen song behind the lyric. Wait, what? When did they sing "Push the Button"? I want to submit to the magazine. Yeah, please do, Garage Poets. Please do. I would love to publish. I'd love to publish you. The link for the magazine is poetrycove.com/magazine. And then there's like a little sub header menu thingy. Um, and just click submissions. We were having some issues with the submissions form, and that apparently the reCAPTCHA was broken for a lot of people, and it just kept saying failed to reCAPTCHA. So I've just removed that from the form now, so it should be easier. Okay, so for the magazine, I'll give you guys the link. Actually, I'll give you the actual link just to make things easier for you guys, because sometimes um, it is difficult to navigate. I've worked really hard trying to kind of clear it up because there's so much going on the Cove. It was kind of hard to navigate. I spent a lot of time trying to clean up the magazine pages because at the moment the magazine is kind of what's keeping the Cove alive financially. As I say, we're still operating at a loss, but at a small loss now. So I have worked hard to try and make it a bit more user friendly. Right, I've got the link for you guys. Try this. This should help. It's got like the submission guidelines, terms and conditions, and all the good stuff on there. They didn't sing push the button. It was referenced to that like button. Oh, I got you. Okay, sorry. I had a moment. No problem, Tracy Delaney. We're gonna sign off in 5 minutes or so. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We're gonna head off ourselves in a couple of minutes, guys. It's a kind of magic. Boo boo boo. Sorry, I can't sing. Not bad. It's a magic. Ba-dum, 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 bum. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay, guys, I think we will call it a night. Um, we're gonna give it a couple of weeks without the Thursday live streams just to kind of get the buzz back for everybody. Um, and we'll go from there later, Chasey. So thank you so much for being here. It's been a wild stream. Um, I lost my head a little bit. I couldn't figure out what was going on. No, let's skip ads. We don't want to. Let's skip ads. I learned quite a bit today. I've got lots of notes here. Thanks, everyone. Good. I'm glad. That's the whole point of these things. I'm glad that you learned a lot. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the conversation. It's been a wild one tonight. Um, but these things happen. I need to get better at dealing with things. I just didn't know what to do. We've got a moderator now as well, so um, you can only learn from these things, right? So I'm going to say goodnight, guys, and I will see you in the comment section of Tuesday's video. I'm working on a little something. A lot of you guys probably saw me posting a lot about the research that I found. Wasn't Nikki doing taxes? Maybe something with a then that all rings a bell. Yeah, that all rings a bell. I will still just do a quick welfare check on her and make sure she's okay. Um, but that all rings a bell. I'm sure you guys are right. What was I saying? Yes, you might have seen me posting on LinkedIn and on my new Instagram as well about some research I found. But I'm going to do a video on Miley Cyrus's poetry. I found I found a couple of things. There's a poem at the start of one of her songs, so I'm going to do a Let's Talk video on that on Tuesday. So hopefully I see you guys in the comment section over there. But that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday if you've still got time to celebrate. I'm going to probably head straight to bed. So much love. Thank you very much, guys. Catch you in the next one.